Welcome to the Breath of the Wild. Today we're going to go over a little bit of, it's not so much a cheat or a shortcut, but if you have the extended content for Zelda Breath of the Wild, here's a trick you're going to want to use if you're trying to get through the game at a relatively good pace. Not to mention, it makes your horse way more useful. If you're anything like me and you're trying to use the horse to get from point A to point B, you end up just ditching it and needing to get it again from another stable at a different point in the map. Well, this completely alleviates this problem. Here I have a character who hasn't been through that much of the game. It's only been well, we'll say about 10 hours. First we're going to head down to Highland Stable, which is on the south part of Hyrule. At the Highland Stable, we're going to be able to get the quest, which is going to give us all the components in which we're going to need. Along the way, I'm going to go ahead and stop at the Keomaka Shrine in order to create the waypoint and get the Spirit Orb, but that is not required. And I'll go ahead and skip the details. Essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to gather two components which we can dress our horse with. A bridle and a saddle. Both of them are Guardian gear and are only available if you have the DLC. However, when combined, it's incredibly useful. Once we've gone ahead and gone into the actual stable where the quest is, within this book, we'll read the quest and then we'll be on our way. The book with the quest explains that there's a rumor about how these two pieces exist. One exists at a spring with the horse spirit, and the other exists at a spring where there's cherry blossoms. Luckily, the spring with the horse spirit is just south of here. You just need to loop around to the horse god bridge, and then it'll lead you straight to it. After crossing the bridge, there's no reason to bother the horse spirit. In fact, that might be a waste of time, unless you want to revive a horse. Oh my horse god, why don't I just have a horse? Just watching Link slowly make his way over here reminds me of exactly why it's convenient to have a horse at all times. Just to the left, we will find a chest that's buried underground. It's a metal chest, so we can use our magnetic power to pull it up. This is where we will find our saddle. Ancient saddle safely in our possession. Now it's time to head back to the map screen in order to select the BOTW Shrine. This shrine is close to a stable where my horse happens to be. Not that that's necessary, but any shrine that's close to the mountain top where you find the spirit steed will work. So this is the closest stable to where we'll actually be going next, but just to illustrate a point, I'm going to go ahead and try to summon my horse with the whistle, and you can see how long it can normally take. This is just for contrast for later. Still waiting. Come on, buddy. I think I can see you. Where are you going? Did you just go the wrong way? Don't go the wrong way. Oh, come on. Here we go. Alright, come on. Since I don't have any actual waypoints set anywhere on the mountain, which there is one, and I'm going to get it along the way, but I'm actually legitimately rushing my way through this game, we will be riding the horse all the way up the mountain, or at least as far up as is reasonable. One of the things you're going to find as you ride the horse is it's not good on all terrain, and that's actually one of the benefits about the horse saddle and the bridle, which allow it to not get left behind, and we'll see that here shortly. An important thing to keep in mind here is just the trail from the stable all the way up onto the mountain where we need to be going will take you a long time by foot. even if you're using the paraglider when you can. This early in the game, just running up using your stamina wheel, this would take easily 5-10 minutes, especially in the rain like we have here. But uncut with the horse, well, it's only going to take a couple minutes, although I have a feeling it's not going to make it all the way up the trail. And looky here, it's an overpowered guy. I have very little odds of survival this early in the game against a guy like this, so I'm going to abandon my horse and head up towards the shrine on foot. But that was way faster than if I'd been doing it on foot the entire time. Once again, I will spare you the contents of the shrine, as it is not entirely relevant to what it is we're trying to do here, and it would waste a lot of time. Once again, I'm going to have Link use his whistle to try to resummon the horse again, and FYI, it's not going to work, which is one of the problems we're trying to solve here, because once we're done, it will work. Right under this cherry tree with all of its tasty carrots, we will find another buried chest. This time, when we use our magnetic powers to pull it out, we will then find the ancient bridle, the final component in which to complete this quest. All that's left now is to go back to a stable and equip them to a horse. I will be teleporting back to the same shrine as I just did prior, and going forth to the same stable I did prior in order to demo the first whistle test. And we will go ask the stable keeper for our horse, which then it will resummon the horse, and then we'll go ahead and equip our gear. Along with altering the gear, you can also change the horse's hairstyle, although the bridle completely covers up the mane, but you can change the tail hairstyle and color, and we'll go ahead and do that. Oh man, she takes a while to get going and is excitable, so there's that. But push through, because quite frankly, if you have a halfway decent horse that you're going to use for a while, this equipment is well worth it, even if it means dealing with her over exuberance. So here we've just equipped the bridle. You can see that the mane is now invisible. We're about to equip the saddle, and luckily you can still see the tail, so that's cool. And once all of that is complete, we are ready to take our horse for a ride. And the first thing that you might notice once we leave the stable zone is that the stamina wheels are increased. So this is the same horse that I had before, and the real reason why all of this makes the most sense, because stamina wheels alone, well, that's not that big of a deal. You can just get a better horse. But luckily, this gear supplies the completely awesome ability of allowing your horse to teleport to your location. So as long as your location is somewhere where you would want to ride a horse at all, your horse will just be magically whisked into your presence, and much faster than waiting for the normal whistle response and watching it get lost. It's completely amazing. Not only is your horse faster in terms of having more stamina, but also you can just summon it into places where your horse normally just wouldn't even be. I've experienced a couple times since I even filmed this where my actual progression increased amazingly compared to the first time I went through this game where I didn't have this ability. If you enjoyed this at all, please like the video, subscribe if you would like, and please check out my next video about how to capture the spirit horse. And believe me, that's a fun one, but not for the faint of heart.